Greetings Vapors and welcome to a Move to Vapor product showcase. My name is Thomas and I'll be your demonstrator for the day. Today we're going to be talking about the Aegis Boost Plus Pod system. That's a mouthful. This is, as we did the Nord 4 last time, is a push button pod device that gives a really great direct to lung inhale as well as a mouth to lung inhale, again with a different atomizer, and we're going to be going over a little bit about that today. So let's go ahead and open up the kit, let's figure out what is inside, talk a little bit about it, and then a flavor that I'm currently doing in mine, and we'll go ahead and close up shop. Alright, so this is the Aegis Boost Plus Pod Kit, and if we go ahead and open it up, we're going to see the device itself. Talk more about that in just a little bit. And on the inside, you're going to get the warranty information from Geek Vapor themselves. You're going to get the instruction booklet. And inside this box here, you're going to get a few items. One of which, free candy. It's not. You will get a drip tip. An extra one compared to the one that comes with it. It's more of a whistle tip type of drip tip. You will also get an extra coil that you can pop into the pod, as well as a micro USB cable for the device itself. So the Aegis Boost Plus Pod Kit does come with a 5.5 milliliter pod that you can refill, 1 milliliter more than the Nord 4 that we talked about last week. It comes pre-installed with a 0.4 ohm atomizer, and then that extra 0.6 ohm atomizer we saw in the box, that's the spare one. And like I stated, it does come with a micro USB cable to charge the device itself, and that's all about the device itself. Let's get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty, and we'll talk about the various features of the device. So the pod is really easy to play around with. There is a button right back here that you're able to press, and it lifts right up out of the Boost Plus. As stated, you do have the whistle tip. This is where you're going to be refilling. This little rubber tip pops right up. You can fill your juice in it this way. On the bottom, like the Nord 4 that we talked about, you've got the two little flat sides that you need to align with the flat sides of the atomizer. Just like before, you pull it out and you push the new one back in. This also has adjustable airflow. The adjustable airflow you're able to turn, and you should be able to see it close. There we go. Close and open, and this will completely turn all the way around 360 degrees. We recommend when you use this, try not to close it more than halfway, otherwise you're going to get some burnt coils or atomizers as you use this. So with this device, it does not have a built-in battery. It does take an external, come on, focus. It does take an external 18650 battery, which I do have right here. And we sell the MXJO brand 3000 milliamp hour battery, and this will go in to the bottom of, there we go, bottom of this Boost Plus. Now since I don't have fingernails, we're just going to lift this up just a little bit, and this is where you get your turning handle to open up the bottom. From the factory it is pretty tight, so beware. At the very bottom you're going to see a big red plus sign. There we go, big red plus sign. On the bottom of this you're going to have a minus sign. Positive end goes in first. And this is the device. Let's go ahead and turn off the light just briefly so we can see the display a little bit better. When you first put the battery in, it will automatically turn on the device itself. So here we get to see various functionality of the device. Up at the very top, you have your battery meter. And yes, I do not have the pod on. I don't want to accidentally fry it. You've got your wattage. Right below that, you have your resistance or your ohms, the amps, and the voltage that you'll currently be doing while the device is being used. And then underneath that, your puff counter. That puff counter changes to however many seconds you're vaping when you're using the device. Now, there are other modes on here. We're not going to go into that. There's a temperature control mode. There is a bypass mode, meaning you get whatever the battery gives you, and a variable wattage mode that you can set on a per second basis. We're not going to get into that. If you would like more information, please consult the manual or drop by here at Move to Vapor and we can show you how. The one thing that I did mention is that this does come with a micro USB cable. We recommend that you use the micro USB cable for this device, as the well that this is plugged into is a bit deep, and some micro USB cables will not fit down in the middle of this. The micro USB port cable is here. You can push that away, and you can kind of tell that it is a little deep. So use the included micro USB charger when charging the device. As stated with other devices, you are able to turn this off and on by hitting the button here 5 times in a row. So this is, we can tell it's on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It turns off, and then turn it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also lock your wattage. Say you do like 25 watts of power. Go ahead and press the 2 positive and negative buttons down here at the bottom for your up and down. If you press and hold, it will say locked. So no matter what I press, nothing will change. You'll see the lock icon above the W where your watts are. Press and hold both of them again, and it will unlock. And now we're able to change the wattage again. To put the pod back in, all you have to do is line up the rounded airflow adapter part to the rounded airflow placement here. Go down at an angle. Once you've got it lined up, and simply press on the back of this to hear it click in. And once you've done that and you filled it up and primed your coil, you are basically ready to go with the Aegis Boost Plus pod system. The other thing that I want to talk about as an accessory for the Boost Plus pod is a 510 adapter. Say you have an older Aspire Nautilus tank, or the Aspire Nautilus Mini, the Nautilus 2, a Tobacco Super Tank Mini. You can take off the pod and install a 510 adapter. So now, whatever 510 threaded tank that you have, or a 510 to an Ego adapter to use an Aspire BVC tank, you're now able to change your watts for the type of tank that you have. Just make sure you change it to a wattage that's appropriate for your tank, otherwise you will fry it. Just be careful. So now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and go back to the main screen. We'll talk about the direct-to-lung inhale that I had mentioned last week, as well as talk about a flavor that I'm currently doing in my device, and then, like I said, we'll close up shop. So, like I stated, we're going to go ahead and demonstrate that direct-to-lung inhale. Again, that's just taking all the vapor into your lungs and then exhaling the rest, quite opposite of the mouth-to-lung that we played around with the Nord 4. I've got mine set to 25 watts, and that's where I like to keep mine at with the 0.4 ohm coil that is already pre-installed in the pod. So let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what it's all about. As you can tell, I took that all in and exhaled what I didn't want. This little device does put out quite a bit of vapor with the included coil. This is a great little pocket mod for those that want to go a step over the Nord 4 or something a little bit less than what the Nord 4 was and wants to play bigger games with the vapor production. With that 0.4 ohm coil, you're going to get a great vape overall, and especially with the flavor I'm doing the Custard Monster Vanilla Custard flavor from Monster Vape Labs. It's a great vanilla flavor taste. To me, it doesn't taste quite like a custard, more like a vanilla cake, to where it's not overpowering, but it is definitely sweet to your taste buds, and it's a very, very good, pleasing vape overall. In the end, this little device is a great device. This is great for people wanting to upgrade from something like the Nord 4 or just want to just do a complete big jump from a smaller battery over to something that gives them more control over what they're vaping. This particular device, yes, it is a little bulky, but that bulkiness comes from that the battery that you have to put in, that external 18650 battery. The charging on this is very quick, but again, just a touch bulky. If you don't mind that and want to get more flavor and more vape, this would be a good starting mod to play around with. That's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments regarding what we've looked at here today, please leave them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions there, or call or drop by here at Move to Vapor, and any one of us here will be more than happy to assist you. I'd like to thank you for watching. My name is Thomas, and you have a great day.